What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Wildcat MTG. Today we're going to open up another The Brothers War Collector Booster Box. This will be the second one of these I've opened up. I've now had a chance to kind of keep an eye on the sealed box pricing as well as track how some of the singles within the set are doing. I think there's some interesting conversations to be had here today. Also on the lookout for a few different mythics that I'm trying to pull today. So with that being said, why don't we dive in and let's go ahead and crack some packs. So as of the filming of this video, the collector booster boxes are actually holding pretty strong at right around $215 to $220 a box. Considering we've seen our last few sets have a tendency to implode upon release, not long after release in terms of the pricing. Having these actually stabilize after release feels like a good feeling. One of the things I find to be very interesting about this set is that the Mythics from this set are holding very, very strong. In fact, I haven't seen this in a while, but we've seen a bunch of the Mythics from this set actually increase in price after release, and that's really not typical in this day and age. Most of the time, we see the pre-release pricing, the pre-sale pricing, and then the actual set hits the shelves, and then copies get introduced and they kind of fall off the map. We're going to start off with Queen Kayla Bin Krug. It's our first pack foil. Right off the bat, we get a Arcane Proxy. Not bad at all. Not one of the mythics. There's a couple mythics I'm particularly on the lookout for, but I do like the prototype mechanics, so I'm a big fan of Arcane Proxy. Not bad. Extended art. Then we get Ashnod the Uncaring as a mythic, a second mythic. This is a commander mythic. Pretty good there. So two mythics. And we're going to start hitting some of our artifacts here. We've got Assembly Worker, that is a foil. And then we get a Burnished Heart and a schematic. Get a nice Chromatic Lantern as a non-foil Chromatic Lantern. Very nice. I think Chromatic Lantern, what's interesting about the artifacts is a lot of them don't have a ton of value. Hey, Optimus, neat. So we get a Transformer, we get a foil Optimus Prime. A lot of the Transformers, as you might expect, because there's so many of them hitting the market, they don't carry a lot of value outside of like the Shattered Glass. We're going to get another Mythic here, though. What is this? Urza Silex. You know what? Not bad. So our first pack, not counting the Transformer, Optimus Prime, totally cool, love it. A extended art Urza's Silex. So one of the things I will say right off the bat in this video is that because of the amount of artifacts in this set and then the introduction of the Transformers, the Mythics do seem a lot more mythical. They're a lot tougher to come by. Urza Silex might not be the hit you're looking for from the a mythic extended art mythic foil, but there's no real wrong answers there. There's just answers that are better than others. I just think overwhelmingly, because there's so many artifacts in the set and because of the Transformers, that, as I mentioned, that the Mythics do seem a lot tougher to come by. And as a result of that, I think that's also what's propping up the price and keeping those from falling, is that they're a lot tougher to come by. All right, so we get a Transmogrant Altar as an extended art, and we're going to hit our Mech Land. Get another Mythic. Whoa. All right, so this is a pack foil. This is Sarinth Great Worm. Not one of the more desirable Mythics, but again, all the Mythics seem a little bit tougher to come by, so we don't shy away from those. I really like the Mythics from this set. Then we get a Mechanized Warfare as an extended art. That's not bad. I like that card. That's playable. I'll put that up there. And we get a Smelting Vat as a commander card. Cool. Throw that down there. And we're going to start hitting some of our artifacts here. We've got a Schematic Springleaf Drum. Throw that down there. Swiftfoot Boots. Quicksilver Amulet in the schematic. That's actually kind of cool. It's not bad. It's a good little artifact. And we're going to end with a Shattered Glass. It is oh, hey, neat. Shattered Glass Optimus. You know what? A lot of these outside of the Shattered Glass don't carry value, but this is going to be a nice hit. I want to say as a non-foil Optimus Shattered Glass, this is probably still like $20, maybe $25. So that's actually a pretty solid hit for us. Double Optimus to start our box. And we get a Defense Grid. I know that these are, again, there's a lot more of them now because they're all over the place, but I actually have never owned a Defense Grid, so I love the idea of getting the Retro Frame foil Defense Grid. That's very cool. Another thing that I think is interesting to point out is that the Meld cards, which is, what is there, Titania, there's a Urza and a Mishra. They do not have extended art versions, so you can only get the regular versions or the pack foil versions making them a lot tougher to come by. And as a result of that, we've seen those are some of the cards that we've seen actually increase in value since the set released. Those are all carrying a pretty nice premium on them now, along with Phyrexian, Portal to Phyrexia, which is also a monstrous card. All right, next up, we're going to get hey, you know what? Brotherhood's End. This is actually a pretty playable pack foil rare. Maybe a few bucks there, not bad. We got a Razor Lash Transmogrant. What am I doing here? I don't know what I'm doing with the piles. We'll figure some stuff out. Here we got Urza's Workshop as a nice commander card. Extended art commander card. Urza's Workshop. Then we're going to get a foil schematic Ichor Wellspring. Cool. Bonesaw. Goblin Charbelcher. Neat. And Transformer is going to be RC. Cool. Hey, Fade from History. Not bad at all. Foil extended art Fade from History. A really, really playable card. So, not going to be like the most valuable. We're going to keep Shattered Glass Optimus up the top. All video, we're keeping him up there. Not going to be, uber valuable, but a really playable card. Extended art foil. Not bad at all. So obviously with the dearth of artifacts in here, they're a little bit like Mystical Archives, right, from Strixhaven. But one thing I think the Brothers War has going for it is that unlike Strixhaven, which I didn't find to be have a lot of playable cards outside of the Mystical Archives, like I thought that was the draw for the set. Brothers War, on the other hand, oh snap, there we go. Hey, talk about it, good timing here. So Titania, Voice of Guy. This is one of those meld cards. And again, there is no extended art version of it. So it's just the regular version and the pack foil version. So this is actually going to work out to be a pretty nice hit for us as well. There you go. You get the foil meld backside. I'm going to guess this is probably a $20+ card, maybe 20 to 25, just because of the limited amounts of these. And there's no real additional variants. So that ends up being a really sweet hit for us. We get an extended art Mishra's Foundry afterwards. Nice. A Machine God's Effigy as a commander card. Sure. Bonesaw in that Bonesaw in the retro frame foil. Cool. Ivory Tower. Defense Grid. Another Defense Grid. What's that? A little white at the top? I think that's just the cut. Defense Grid this time in the schematic. So that's actually kind of fun. Nice. And we're going to get our Transformer card, which is going to be Goldbug. Awesome. Good old Goldbug, and we're going to end with a Key to the City schematic foil. Not bad. Not bad at all. What are we doing here? No, I'm going to throw that up there. I'm also going to throw up the Defense Grid up there, just because I think those are really playable. And as I was kind of mentioning, the amount of artifacts and they feel a little bit like Mystical Archives, but I think Brothers War is a much more well-rounded and actually powerful set than Strixhaven, whereas like the regular cards from the actual Strixhaven set, outside of Expressive Iteration and a couple others, not a ton of like value nor playables there. Whereas the Brothers War is really bringing it. The actual set is really good in and of itself. Nice. I love this. Love that particular island. That's cool. We're gonna get a Thran Spider as our next pack foil. What are we doing here? Do that. Throw those down there. Okay. Skitter Beam Battalion, we get an extended art. So we have hit another Mythic. This has actually been a pretty solid box from a Mythic standpoint. Skitter Beam Battalion. I would love to reanimate that as well. That's nice. So another Mythic extended art. That's cool. We'll take that. Wreck Hunter as a commander card. Sure. Elsewhere Flask as a retro frame foil. Next up, a Foundry Inspector in the schematic. Scrap Trawler as a regular retro frame, non-schematic. A Foil Ratchet. Cool. Nice little foil ratchet. And we're going to end with a Autonomous Assembler. Not like going to be not going to be like a huge value hit, but that's a fun card. Let me do some maneuvering here. I'm just going to put Optimus over here towards the side so that I'm not ever covering him up. Love that Shattered Glass. We'll put those down there. We'll put the Assembler up there as an extended art. So, obviously the number of, this is our last pack of the first half of the box here. Start moving some things over here. There we go. Pretty solid box so far, honestly. With that Optimus and with the Titania, the voice of Gaia, and that foil version, not a bad box so far. So a lot of the artifacts, because of the amount of them, aren't carrying the same value that they would pre-reprint. But I tend to think that's a good thing. A lot of these I find to be really playable, big commander cards, and I think it's okay to pick up a really attractive frame. Ooh, Brushland. Almost forgot that lands were actually in this set. These are a lot tougher to come by now. A lot tougher. Sky Strike Officer as a extended art. Cool. And then we get a Thopter Shop as a commander card. Little Thopter Shop action. We got a Self-Assembler in the schematic foil. Soul Guide Lantern. Ashnod's Altar. That's actually decent. A schematic Ashnod's Altar. That's going to be a few bucks. Again, as I was saying, like the artifacts, because of the amount of them, outside of like Mox Amber and Worm Coil Engine, a lot of them aren't carrying a ton of value. Hey, Blaster. Combat DJ. I don't think I've actually pulled a Blaster yet, which means we get to conclude on a Sculpting Steel. Retro Frame Foil Sculpting Steel. Blaster. Good old Blaster. Outside of, Mox Amber and Worm Coil and maybe a couple others, a lot of them aren't carrying a ton of value, but I think that makes it a really affordable way to pick up some really nice, good commander cards in a really attractive framework. That retro frame, people tend to like it. I know, art is subjective and whatnot, but I think most people, the general consensus seems to be that people like the retro frames on these artifacts. So I think that's a good thing, right? You've got the sort of mystical archives with the artifacts. You've got cool versions of them. Kayla's Command. We got our first command of the box. Pack Foil Kayla's Command. Hajar, Loyal Bodyguard in the extended art. Cool. We've got Wood Collar Automaton as a extended art. Rare. Swiftfoot Boots in the retro frame non-schematic foil. Ichor Wellspring, that in the schematic. Unwinding Clock. Neat. Unwinding Clock is this is a really good example of a card that I think has some good value before the reprint, and right now it's really been, the value's been really depressed, but that's a good thing. It's a chance for people that want to have this in their commander deck to pick up really affordable copies of it, so that's a good thing. Ultra Magnus, nice, as our Transformer card. We're going to end with a Scrap Trawler in the retro frame foil. So we haven't kind of struck out on value these last few packs. Love to see us hit something big. We do have a fair assortment of Mythics, but man, would it be cool to hit, really love to hit like, I don't know, Urza or Mishra, the Mythic versions, or gosh, what else? I don't know. There's I haven't hit Awaken the Woods yet. Like, that's a card that I would love to hit. I have not pulled any of those yet. All right, Hulking Metamorph. We're getting into our foil mech land. Blast Zone in the pack foil. That actually looks really good with that foiling. It looks good. It's not going to be a big value hit, but nice. Ashnod Flesh Mechanist as the extended art. Staff of Titania. Cool. It's a nice commander card. Hey, Ivory Tower in the foil schematic. Actually, I haven't pulled any of those yet. It's only an uncommon, but that's still a nice little pull. Not bad. Happy to own one of those now. Got a Burnished Heart. A Howling Mine in the schematic. That's actually a pretty cool card. I love Howling Mine. I have such fond memories of playing with this card way back in the day. And then we get a Flame War, a foil Flame War as a Transformer card. And we get to end on A. Not bad. Urza's Workshop, a Commander foil extended Urza's Workshop. Those are actually, not super easy to come by. So that's going to be a few dollars of value for us as well. Foil extended Urza's Workshop. Not quite a Mishra's Workshop, but a workshop of one of the brothers. All right. Got 4 packs left. No Borderless cards yet either. Interesting. Teferi would be a nice pull for us as well. That would be a pretty solid hit. All right. We've got Audacity. We've got our foil mech land. And then we get into our rare. We've got Gixian Puppeteer in the pack foil. Next up, we've got Mishra's Command in the extended art. Teresier's Devastation. That's the commander card. Start getting into our artifacts here. We've got Pristine Talisman in the foil schematic. Pretty sweet. Hey, Bauble. The first appearance of Mishra's Bauble today. Schematic Bauble. Down to a couple bucks for the schematic version. Very affordable. Remember when Baubles were like $20 a piece? Yep. Quiet as Spike as a retro frame rare. I haven't pulled any retro frame mythics yet, I don't think. That's interesting. Quiet as Spike. All right. We've got Slicer, Hired Muscle, and we're going to end on a Tyrant of Kerr Ridges. Pretty playable, really good in limited. Like, really, really good in limited. I don't know if it'll see play outside of that, but maybe it'll see catch some, play in, like, Dragon Commander decks, but extended art, Tyrant of Kerr Ridges. Okay, yeah, we haven't had any retro mythics yet that were retro frame mythics that were artifacts yet. That's crazy. All right. Well, that's something to be on the lookout for. Let's see if we have a few packs left. Let's see if we're in for a big finish here. All right, so we've got our planes. Do need to pick it up in that value spot. All right, Drafna, Founder of Latinum, is a pack foil. Not bad. Finally, a borderless card. We got a Brushland. These are definitely a lot tougher to come by in this set. The borderless cards used to just be littered all over the place, and now they are a lot tougher to come by. All right, Brushland. Hexavis as an extended art commander card. Foundry Inspector as a retro artifact. Foil. Another bauble. Got our second bauble. Bring on the bauble. Staff of Domination. Finally, another mythic. Our first artifact mythic. Staff of Domination. Probably only a couple of bucks at this point, but again, just a really playable, solid commander card, and being able to pick those up on the cheap is kind of fun. All right, Megatron up next. So we have Optimus and Megatron. Nice. Again, there's so many of these Transformer cards are so abundant that they're not, the regular non-Shattered Glass aren't carrying too much value, but Helm of the Host. That's actually going to be spicy. It's not the schematic, unfortunately, but it is a foil mythic Helm of the Host, and that is a really, really playable commander card. So, not bad at all. Not bad at all. Helm of the Host is, I'm going to know, that's probably $7 or $8 for the retro frame foil in the non-schematic. All right, we have 2 packs left. 2 packs left. Any juice left in this box? All right, so here we go. We've got our Mech Island. Cool. Portal to Phyrexia. That's a very spicy hit for us. Very nice. This is one of those cards. Pre-sale, I think, was only like $10, and then it shot up to like $25, $30. So the pack foil Portal to Phyrexia is probably like a good $25, $28 hit, somewhere right around there. So that is very nice for us. The Stasis Coffin as the extended art. Scholar of New Horizons as a commander card. Sure, why not? We got another Burnished Heart foil. Chromatic Star in the schematic. Cage Sun, another mythic. There we go. Now we're kind of finding those artifact mythics. Good old Cage Sun. Retro frame, non-foil, but a mythic nonetheless. We're going to get our Blitzwing. Cool. And we're going to end with a rare. It is going to be Transmogrant's Crown. I don't know if this is Skull Clamp 2.0 or not. It's definitely not quite. It's definitely not as good as Skull Clamp, but good extended art. Transmogrant's Crown. That Portal to Phyrexia is a really nice hit for us, so that certainly does help. Just kind of looking across the board, we're going to be able to piece some value together. It'll be interesting to see how the value for this box actually does pan out when you start adding in all the little things. Okay, last pack of the box. Here we go. Hopefully a big finish for us. We've got Yoshin Frontliner. We've got our Mech Land, our Forest. All right. We got rare. It is Felden Ronin Excavator as a pack foil rare. Cool. We're going to get into a extended art. It is going to be the Autonomous Assembler. We got one of those already in the foil version. Next up, we've got the Geology Enthusiast as another extended art. All right. We've got a foil schematic Soul Guide Lantern. Not bad. Good old Millstone. That brings back memories. A Astral Cornucopia in the schematic version. Sure, why not? And this is going to be our Transformer card. Yeah, this is a Jetfire. All right. And last card of the box. Here we go. Anything behind it? It is a... all right. Amethyst Thorn. And, ooh, I almost chucked the Jetfire. Got excited about the Thorn of the Amethyst. This is a foil schematic Thorn of the Amethyst. And that's going to be a few bucks as well. I want to say this is probably... I don't know, I'm guessing maybe around $6, $7, $8, somewhere around there for the foil schematic. So not bad at all. Decent way to finish up the box for sure. It's interesting. It's hard to quantify this stuff. There's chase cards you're looking at. If you can pull one of the, you're lucky enough to pull one of the Shattered Glass Transformers or any of the serial number cards. you know you're in the profit zone there. But otherwise, you know, it's very interesting. It'll be interesting to piece this together. We definitely hit some good stuff with the Portal to Phyrexia, the Titania as the meld version, and then the Urza Silex and that foil extended. A few really decent artifacts in there. The foil, the Shattered Glass Optimus is not bad. So, pretty good box overall. I'm happy with it. I think this is going to definitely be, you know, like mid-tier. But that's it for me today. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. And if you did, do me a favor. Hit the subscribe button for me. Hit the like button for me. And by all means, drop me some comments. I appreciate each of you. Thank you so much. And be well, everybody.